Welcome back, y'all, to another reaction video. So let's watch this video, Bubbles, the Powerpuff Crash Out. Let's watch.
Crash outs. We've seen them in many different forms, but today I'm here to talk about a crash out that many of you probably don't even remember, and that's Bubbles.
Nah, I remember
sweet
Bubbles.
Demon from the Powerpuff Girls, and this is the day she crashed out. So boom, the episode opens and Buttercup is fighting this monster that attacked Townsville, but it turns out that it's just a training simulation. And up next is Bubbles. So when Bubbles goes in there, they start playing Mama's weak and changes it from danger level 9 down to a 2. Does she not have superpowers? Does she not be in there beating monsters with Blossom and Buttercup? So Bubbles starts trying to tell them she liked that and gets fried by this miniature robot, and they continue to play the girl weak. And then it cuts to them going to bed, and they are still playing that girl weak, calling her a baby, telling them to leave the hall light on because she's scared of the dark. And y'all, that was enough to start the crash out. So Bubbles sneaks down to the lab where the training simulator is, and Bubbles cranks that thing up to 11. Now,
she has to struggle.
Buttercup was at a 9
there
and was fighting a giant monster, and Bubbles pushed it past the 9 to 11. And when the mission starts, Bubbles immediately starts getting jumped by giant monsters. But what these giant monsters didn't know is Bubbles wasn't trapped in there with them. They were trapped in there with her. So one of the monsters eats her, and she immediately busts through the thing's teeth and mollywops the bitch into an explosion. And right when she gets done with that monster, these monsters thought it was sweet and blast her from behind because they got numbers. But Bubbles turns around, wipes the blood off her mouth, and goes in swinging, literally. And at this point, girl. I'm like, nah.
That's why she was always my favorite.
Cause she putting holes in them, breaking off limbs, busting out eyes, breaking the horns off them, and driving it through their mouths. Bubbles was out here massacring them and left them dead at her feet. And this was the beginning of the day that Bubbles crashed out. So the next day they're at school playing Duck Duck Goose, and Blossom tags Bubbles, and oh, she shouldn't have done that.
This episode was
Blossom
funny.
starts teasing Bubbles about how she can't catch her, and Bubbles blitzes Mama into the playground. And then she stands over her like,
"What's really good?"
And in the middle of Bubbles doing this, the hotline goes off, and Bubbles had the mayor shook. She told that man,
"Say it with your chest, little ass nigga."
So the mayor tells Bubbles that he's in a traffic jam, and Bubbles breaks the hotline phone, breaks into the dog's car, rips the dog out of the car just to beat the dog's ass, and then tell it the famous line, "Mercy is for the weak." So Blossom and Buttercup show up to try to stop Bubbles, and Bubbles basically said, "Fuck y'all, I can do this by myself." And believe it or not, the crash out after this point only got worse, cause we cut to a man who stepped on the grass next to a keep off the grass sign, and Bubbles comes over there and rocks his shit for stepping on a blade of grass. Then right after that, this dude dropped trash on the ground and then gets dropped by Bubbles. And then this is when Bubbles commits literal murder, because this car is parked illegally, and Bubbles picks up the car with the woman inside, chucks the car with the woman inside, and you can hear the explosion. Now, I don't know about y'all, but in the real world, that lady definitely dead. Bubbles is definitely a murderer. And then after all that, we cut to Bubbles standing over the town like evil Batman. The girl is a goddamn menace. But in the midst of her scowling over the city of Townsville, she gets snatched up by Mojo Jojo. And honestly, I feel more sorry for Mojo because she trapped this fucking criminal. So Mojo zaps this girl with a laser, but Bubbles tells that man his laser ain't got no gas. And Mojo cranks his laser up to 11 because the boy was offended. But little did he know, that was enough for Bubbles to break out and beat the literal life out of Mojo Jojo. Oh my God. She pulled everything out. Punches, lasers, more punches, and broke the man goddamn helmet open. His brain leaking, brother. Then right after this, Blossom and Buttercup burst into Mojo's lair, and you know what happens? They tell Bubbles that she liked that, and that's all she needs to hear to finally calm down and rejoin the Powerpuff Girls. And to celebrate, Bubbles beats the shit out of Mojo Jojo again. Please,
because he deserves it.
Breathe. But anyway, that is the day that Bubbles crashed out. And that's all I got. So subscribe if you're new. Check out this video.
Yeah, stop playing with my girl Bubbles. Just because she cute and little don't mean she ain't got them hands. That's how it be. I swear. That's why she's my favorite. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this reaction, you guys. Make sure to leave some likes and comments down below. And let me know what you guys think. And I will see y'all in the next one. Toodles.